Hey, good morning, Jacques. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. I'm talking to Garth Brooks.
Entering his second year as the LSU head football coach.
It was the only way I could get a foot in the door.
Joined by the icon, Kim Mulkey. Hey, Coach, great to see you.
Well, we have a very special guest today. He's only a sophomore at Dunham High School, but he is, without a doubt, one of the most well-known prep athletes in the country, Elijah Haven. Elijah, thanks for coming down.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here, man.
Sir.
I know you're busy. You're a basketball star. You're a football star. Right now, you guys are in the middle of basketball season.
Yes, sir.
How
Going well.
Going well? How's that going for you? You just transition right out of football and get on that court?
Yeah, I had about a week off and then, right back to it.
Right back at it. And you playing U-High this week. That'll be a packed gym, I'm sure. And
Yeah, it will be. Nice little rivalry game for us.
do you plan on playing both sports? I mean, a lot of guys of your magnitude at one point, they say, okay, I'm going to specialize at football or I'm going to specialize at basketball. You see yourself, I mean, you're only a sophomore, like I said. You've got another 2 years in high school ahead.
Throughout high school, I'll probably keep playing, but once, it's time to make a decision, I'll probably choose one.
Choose one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we've seen Trades Green at LSU.
Yeah.
He's making the attempt to do both, and he played football. Now he's just now getting into basketball here in late January. So there are some challenges, I guess, that come with that. But but you like challenges?
I do.
Tell me about we were talking a little bit off the air. So how many people are trying to get in touch with you every day?
A good bit. A good bit of people, for sure. A lot of people like I said earlier, a lot of people have been visiting school recently, and I just got an offer from Houston yesterday, so that I'm super thankful for that.
How old are you?
16.
You're 16 years old.
Yes, sir.
When did you turn 16?
October 15th of 2024.
Yeah, so just a few months back.
Yes, sir.
And you signed an NIL deal with a car dealership.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's kind of the latest news on you. Tell me how that came about and how much discussion goes into that with your family and other people about, hey, is this the right thing for us to do?
Definitely. My mom and dad, they give me all the guidance in the world, just making sure I'm taking the right steps. And Matt Bowers, obviously the guy who we are partnering with, I played on his AAU team. And that's how we kind of started this relationship. And then he saw we wanted to do something, and we were able to make the deal happen.
Yeah. And he's already, I talked to him before you came in, and he's done some other interviews about he's not trying to get you to go to Ole Miss just because he graduated from Ole Miss. Right. I mean, everyone had to go to college somewhere. And I'm sure that he said there's plenty of LSU guys on the team now that have gotten cars from him and, does it that way. So, I mean, you're 16 years old. Do you pay attention to all this, recruiting talk and, people trying to crack the code? You got a Texas A&M towel around your waist. What does that mean,
Yeah, just try to stay away from it,
Yeah. You are the number one, let's see, you just won your latest honor, Max Prep's National Sophomore of the Year. And people like Derrick Henry, Quinn Ewers, Bryce Underwood have won that award. How much do you think your game has progressed in 2 years at Dunham?
A good bit. From my freshman year to my sophomore year, I definitely saw a lot of improvement in terms of the game mentally, just understanding it, continue to build the knowledge within the game. It makes it a lot easier on Fridays. So I definitely think that was where I progressed the most.
Right, and also physically. I mean, doing your highlights on Sportsline Friday night as a freshman, kind of like Jaden Daniels. He put on some weight as he went, but it just right away wearing number 5, running around. It's like this Jaden Daniels out there in high school. But you put on some weight since your freshman year. You could tell physically. You said you put on 15 pounds.
Yeah, about 15 pounds. I was about 190 my freshman year. I'm about 210, 215 right now.
Yeah, and continuing to try to put on weight, get bigger?
Just get stronger. Not necessarily put on weight, but, continue to have my muscles develop.
And a great year for you guys. You make it all the way to the Superdome. You were knocking on the door there for the game-winning score. Tell me about this year and then going into next year, because you've got Jarvis Washington will be coming back.
Yes, sir.
You've got what's the other one? Trevor Heyman.
Heyman.
Excuse me. And then Chris Thomas, whose mother works here at Channel 9. You've thrown him a few passes as well. So it looks like you got a lot of pieces that'll be back next year.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, this year was great. The seniors were great for us. I'm going to miss them a lot. But, looking forward to next year, continue to build the young guys and the young guys that are coming in, just trying to help them learn the ropes. And obviously the guys that are coming back, looking forward to another year with them.
Do you think you've got, I guess, 2 years about 2 years until a signing day in December of 26, I guess. Do you think any scenario that you would commit early to a school, or do you think this is going to go down to signing day?
Yeah, it'll probably go down to signing day. Just want to enjoy this process, evaluate all my options, and, make a decision then.
Yeah. You're 16. This is all you've ever known. This is the life you've known. So I guess you're not overwhelmed with, I don't even know if the word pressure applies, but just so many people pulling on you in different directions. How do you manage that?
Just try to stay grounded and humble. My parents have my back. I know that, and I know I can always go to them for anything. Just trying to block out the noise and just stay to myself.
Mm-hmm. And you're in Baton Rouge, so people want to know, what's the relationship with LSU like? What's with Joe Sloan and Brian Kelly and so forth right now as we're here in early 2025?
Great coaches. I talked to Coach Sloan a good bit. I've talked to Coach Kelly a decent bit as well. I'm always at LSU games. Just great relationships with them, and I'm looking forward to, continue to build that as my recruiting process moves along.
And the history they've had with quarterbacks recently, with Joe Burrow winning the Heisman and the national championship in 2019. Jaden Daniels wins the Heisman in 2023. Garrett Nussmeier has a pretty solid year and is coming back and could have an even bigger year this year. I mean, as you've seen their recent history of quarterbacks, what does that mean to you?
It's definitely inspiring. Seeing guys, I grew up watching guys like Joe Burrow, and obviously I was able to catch Jaden live in a couple games last year, and it's just super inspiring to watch guys like that. It helps me to elevate my game and helps me to visualize that I could be there one day.
Mm-hmm. And Tiger Stadium, has it had any impact on you watching games there?
Oh, definitely. It's super loud, and I love the fans. Me and my family enjoy going to the LSU games for sure.
I have your offer list. So, and I'm sure there's more than this, but this is just so: Auburn, Baylor, Florida, Florida State, LSU, Miami, Michigan, SMU, Texas Tech, Florida State, Cornell, and Matt Bowers. When I had a conversation with him, told me that even without athletics, you could be an Ivy League guy. That your grades are that strong. What's your GPA right now?
My GPA is about 3.9, so about 1B.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And
who was that teacher that gave you a B? So you only had 1B so far.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about the importance of academics.
Super important. My parents always say it's a student athlete. Student comes before the athlete. So just prioritizing my schoolwork and just trying to make sure my grades stay good.
How many of these places have you been to so far?
I've been to Florida, Florida State, LSU, obviously, Michigan, and then I've also visited Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Did you visit Alabama on a game day?
I did, against Georgia. Actually, one of their biggest games of the year.
I remember reading that, yeah. That was a wild game, huh?
It was. It was.
It's like this team won it. No, this team won it. No, this team won it. The final minutes there. Of these schools that you visited, what did you take away? Were there some stadiums that stood out? Like, this is a cool atmosphere. You went to Michigan, you said.
Definitely. In terms of atmosphere, they were all amazing. I forgot one. I actually went to Texas A&M when they played LSU, so it was pretty loud in there as well.
Fired that cannon off.
Yep.
Fired that cannon a few times, and the way those people sway back and forth, that's pretty unique.
Yeah, it is.
There as well. So what was the deal with the towel? You just got a Texas A&M towel and you
I
just wearing it
did,
during the
yeah.
game?
I mean, just, wanted to show it off for a game, I guess.
Yeah. It is funny how everyone's trying to crack the code on you, right?
Right.
Tell me more just about Elijah Haven. What do you like to do? I mean, it seems like athletics obviously consumes a lot of time. You got to sleep at night, but what else do you enjoy doing?
I'm a big family guy, family and friends guy, but I'm pretty chill. I don't like to do anything too crazy, but I also like to enjoy times with friends and family.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me about just how do you keep yourself grounded when you, like I was joking with your dad, people of our generation during the summer, they cut grass or they worked at McDonald's or they, did whatever for spare change, or just for the discipline of, this is what it's going to be one day. You're going to have a job. But maybe to me, it seems like this is your job and it's just accelerated up to, in your teenage years that this is what you're focusing on. This is what's going to make money for you and provide a career for you. Is that kind of the way you view this and NIL deals and so forth?
For sure. Obviously when you're a little kid, you don't really think about it like that, but it's definitely gotten more serious and some I've thought about and, some I want to take serious down the road.
Yeah. When you go out in public, is it easy for you to go out in public or you draw a crowd wherever you go?
It hadn't really got too crazy just yet, but I'll see some people, they know me and obviously they know me from my game and stuff. So it hadn't got too crazy just yet. So
Well, when you walk in with that jacket and everything, you kind of popping like this he's a big deal. And you're 6'5"?
6'5", yes sir.
Yeah. What and your arm strength? You feel like you can make every throw? I mean, what do you want to improve upon as you approach college?
Definitely continue to build my arm. Continue to just build my throwing mechanics. But I just want to expand upon what I've already been doing. Just continue to get better in every area. You're never perfect. You can always do something better. But I definitely want to put some more focus on, just continue to be able to make every throw.
Tell me about your head coach, Neil Weiner, our newly elected mayor. Sid Edwards had been a coach for a long time, spoke so highly of Neil as one of the guys he had mentored from his coaching tree that does things the right way and could be a college coach if he wanted to be. He chooses to be a high school coach. Obviously, his father, Dale, was a legendary coach at Catholic High as well. What about Coach Weiner and his staff there at Dunham?
Absolutely amazing. Coach Weiner was one of the first people I met when I came to Dunham in 6th grade, and he was a big reason that we chose Dunham. He's a great coach, not only on the field but also off. He just teaches us things that we can apply off the field as well, and not just in football but in life. And I really appreciate that from him. And the rest of the staff is amazing. Obviously, our offensive coordinator, Coach Jeff Hand, I'm with him a lot, and we built a great relationship over the years.
And when you take a look at Dunham and you take a look at a guy like Derek Stingley Jr., who thrived there, was a superstar, part of LSU's 2019 National Championship team in a very big way, and had some injuries, but this year makes All-Pro in the league. Mm-hmm. I guess that sets a nice example for you and a path to follow from Dunham.
Absolutely. Sting was way before my time at Dunham, so I never really got to see him play at Dunham, but obviously he's doing great in the NFL, and he had a great college career as well, so he's definitely, setting out the foundation.
Your dad's sitting right here. That makes you feel old. Way before my time. Derek Stingley, right? Way back, 2019, 18. What about the quality of football in the Baton Rouge area? What are Friday nights like for you when you line up to play?
It's just amazing. Words can't really describe it. Just being out there, just taking it all in. Friday night lights, big crowd, big rivalry games. Just in Baton Rouge, it really doesn't get any better.
I was going through your schedule, and it looked like the two toughest games during the year for you guys were Ascension Catholic and St. Charles Catholic. Those were two that went down to the wire. What do you learn about yourself and your teammates when you're able to pull out those close victories?
Just how gritty we are, just how resilient we are, and the work we put in together. It just shows in situations like that when we're able to pull those tough games out. It just shows how tough we are and what we're willing to do to win.
This is kind of an archaic view of things, but do you feel like sometimes people look at private schools and say they're not gritty?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You kind of, when you're a private school, people can kind of get the narrative of, oh, they're rich, spoiled, soft, but that's not the case at all at Dunham. We've definitely shown that this season.
Well, I've been out to the field when it's rained a few times, and it gets muddy and it's a swamp sometimes, and y'all have to grind some stuff out. It's not finesse.
Yeah, definitely. We had a game this year, Episcopal, one of our big rivals in the Baton Rouge area. The field was, we couldn't really do anything that we planned to do that week, but, we just stayed with it and we were able to get a great win for us.
Get a victory. How many people have offered you basketball scholarships so far?
I don't have any basketball scholarships, actually.
Okay. Do you think they just figure you're a football player? And
I think that's definitely a factor for sure.
And then whatever school you choose, the head basketball coach at that school might, hey, by the way,
right.
if you want to play for us too, you can do that.
Yeah.
What is your training like? How often do you lift, run? Are you very regimented? Your day is very precise? Or?
For sure. During the off season, for sure, I'm throwing at least 3 times a week, lifting almost every day, and but I'm in basketball right now, so I'm kind of trying to take my focus off football and focus on what's important, and that's basketball right now.
Right. How good is this basketball team you're playing on at the moment?
We're starting to gain momentum a little bit. It was a tough run coming back. We lost about 5 games. We had a tough one against Liberty Magnet on Monday. They're a good team, but we're starting to try to gain our momentum and get back into the swing of things with the football guys coming back.
What about basketball in Baton Rouge? Do you think that it doesn't maybe get its due because of some of the football athletes we produced here as well? But it seems like you said, your Liberties, your Madison Preps, your Dunhams, your U-Highs, Catholic, Walker. It seems like over the years we've got quite a share of good teams, great teams that play here.
Absolutely. I feel like basketball here is a little underrated, but once you go watch a game, it's highlight after highlight.
And at your school yesterday, you had who came to watch you play?
Alabama, Michigan, and Texas.
So their head coaches were there, or who was there? Just assistants, or
the OCs and quarterback coaches were there. Yep.
Got you. So you were out throwing to some of your teammates?
Yeah, the 3 you named: Jarvis Washington, Trevor Heyman, and Chris Thomas.
Okay.
Yep.
You're out there in shirts and shorts or sweats, or?
It had rained the day before, so we were actually in the gym. They just wanted to see my arm and what I could do.
Okay. Somebody who had zero athletic ability can't even imagine what that's like for these. I remember growing up fans of these schools, and watching them and just being nervous at watching games. I can't imagine, them coming to watch me to evaluate me and whatnot. But what's that experience like for you? Just going out and throwing a ball? And
yeah, can't think about it too much. I've been doing it for a while now, so just not making it any bigger than it is. Just doing what I've done for a big part of my life.
Yeah. What are some other things I should have asked you, or are there some things that you want people to know about you as you go through this big recruiting process?
I'm just enjoying it, taking it all in. I'm just so thankful to God that He's put me and my family in this position that we are in now, and I'm just continue to be thankful, give Him all the thanks down the road, and I'm just super excited to finish off these 2 years that I have left in my high school career.
Is it your faith that really keeps you grounded, centered?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know that I'm one of the lucky ones, and I'm more fortunate than others in the world, and I just try to stay grounded and thank God, because I know it could all be taken away from me.
Mm-hmm. That's great stuff, man. You were obviously very mature past your years, and we've really enjoyed watching you play. Continue to watch you play, and so you think you're going to take this 2 years, huh? You're going to just process it all before you make a decision. I can't imagine what it's going to be like at Dunham, wherever you do the signing announcement one day. I mean, there's going to be you won't be able to. You're going to have so many TV trucks, websites, TV stations, reporters around the country.
Yep.
What does he got to do? You know, have you heard stories about guys who had this decision and they leaned one way and the last second they went another? Or
Right. I mean, we just saw it with Bryce Underwood. You know, he committed for LSU. He was committed to LSU for a while and then, flipped to Michigan. So, it's all about situation and what you like in the coaches and what you like in the school.
I don't even want to ask a 16-year-old about money and whatnot, but it is a big factor now in terms of where guys are going to school. So, I mean, I don't know if you can answer this or your father, but, I mean, how much does that have to do with where you go to school?
I try not to feed into it too much. Obviously, NIL is a big part of, where guys go to school. But, what I'm looking for is, relationship with coaches, what I like in the school. Do I feel, at home at the school, things like that. But, money's always good. But at the end of the day, it's, what you want and what you feel that you can grow the most.
Yeah. And obviously, team success too, right?
Obviously.
I mean, you wouldn't, like, for example, okay, this guy's offering me the most money, but, they had a losing record last year.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot around me. You want to win a national championship or be in a playoff. And
Absolutely.
those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else I should ask you about LSU?
I mean,
Good talks early, but it's early and, see how it goes.
for sure. Absolutely. Love Coach Sloan. Like I said, love Coach Kelly. Great coaches. Definitely, it would be an honor to play with them for someday. But, just going to continue to enjoy this process and continue to evaluate all the options.
What have you learned through the recruiting process? Altogether, just from the whole ball of wax.
Yeah, just to take it all in. Because, honestly, high school goes by like this. I'm only a sophomore. And it feels like I was a freshman yesterday. So just trying to take it all in, not trying to rush growing up and wanting to be in college so fast.
When you have all the swirling around you, the stuff that I don't want to say ordinary students, but I mean dances, get-togethers, getting together and with a few of your buddies playing video games. I mean, those things all still happen. And
oh yeah, absolutely. I try to, stay as normal as possible. Like I said, I'm super grounded, super humble. So any chance I get to, try to be, normal or, just hang out with friends, do something, outside of the, the hype and stuff like that.
I think I asked Matt Bowers this. Are you going to pop up on a billboard? Are we going to see you on a billboard?
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Honestly, that hadn't been anything I thought about, but, we'll see.
Yeah. That'd be something. You drive to school one day and you look up, and I've talked to some of the LSU athletes about that, who have been on the Gordon McKernan signs and whatnot, and what's it like to see yourself on a billboard and everything. So it's, we'll see what happens. Yep. So I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
You're a very polite guy.
For sure.
You'll do great things no matter what, and I appreciate you coming down to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me.
Elijah Haven, #1 player in the country for the year 2027. And thanks for stopping by Jacques Talk. We'll see you later.